If you missed our previous video of the top 10 best scenes from 3 Body Problem Volume 1, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification. Please give us a thumbs up and leave a comment on what you think regarding Volume 2. Let's proceed. 1. The mysterious flashing stars phenomena. The world is in disarray in Red Coast due to widespread reports of seeing the night sky blink. Yi Wenji, Rosalind Chow, who is older, watches a BBC World News broadcast on the flickering stars at home. Is Saul harboring any theories regarding the twinkling stars? Yi Wenji wonders. According to Saul, the flashing stars are a hoax. He mentions that the incident was not seen by any of Earth's satellites. Saul says it was a deepfake, which is about as good a theory as any, given that thousands of stars could not possibly be coming into or going out of existence. Jess Hong tells Augie, Isa Gonzalez outside the Nanotechnology Research Center, that whatever she decides is the correct thing to do. Then Augie walks into the NRC. Many of the workers watch news stories about the flashing stars inside, or they engage in internal rumors about the mysterious phenomena.
Where are we going?
Eras, when a new era was stable. Like this.
The theory? Broad saw it happen.
Sure.
Why?
Because it never happened.
Two. Stopping scientific advancement. Through his enormous privately held oil corporation, we discover more about Mike Evans in this episode, a man who seems to have enough money to accomplish everything he sets his mind to. He used to be a devout environmentalist who lived a reclusive life in northwestern China, replanting trees to save an endangered species of brown swallow. However, whatever transpired when he met Yi Wenji there, possibly the establishment of a radio astronomy facility on his property, made him into the exact opposite of what he despised. He now has a stake in stopping scientific advancement, since he supports anti-vax conspiracy theories and funds anti-science politicians, among other things. 3. Fake diamond. Jess Hong tells Augie, Isa Gonzalez outside the Nanotechnology Research Center, that whatever she decides is the correct thing to do. Then Augie walks into the NRC. Augie touches the artificial diamond as he walks into the testing chamber. The nanofiber lattice slices it neatly when it breaks into bits. Her colleagues celebrate her achievement. However, Augie's countdown is now less than 7 minutes. She declares the project over and requests that the lab be closed. The countdown falls to less than 2 minutes as she leaves the house. The countdown disappears. 4. Augie's countdown hallucinations. Evans was probably involved in Augie's countdown hallucinations, which come to an end when Augie gives in and abandons her nanotech research only minutes after demonstrating its groundbreaking effectiveness. She exits in a fog and encounters Clarence Shi, who is waiting for her, asking her about Evans. Evans may be related to the lady who threatened Augie, Tatiana Marlowe Kelly, as stated in the titles, which has been totally removed from the security camera film of their encounter in the alley. Including Clarence in the Oxford 5 circle is a smart decision for the show, particularly to ensure that everyone is on the same page. Augie finds out that the other deceased scientists frequently experience countdown hallucinations.
What happened to them?
Hey, you said you were gonna call.
5. Broadcasting messages into space. Flashback to 1968, Inner Mongolia, China. The antenna at Red Coast Base broadcasts a message into space. The message declares that humans wish to work with these civilizations to build a better world. A young Yi Wenji, Zine Seng, asks Yang Vining, the base's chief engineer, how long they have been broadcasting the message. He says a few years, but the Americans and Russians have been broadcasting similar messages for longer than that.
杨维宁同志，这是一个太阳作为电波放大器的，的政治含义吗？政委，我们是，你作为无产阶级，绝不可以。我。
6. The development of the VR game. Is it possible that Evans and Tatiana were both engaged in the development of the VR game that Jin keeps falling prey to? The majority of Red Coast takes place in this made-up universe, where Jin chooses the name Copernicus and befriends two AI figures, the Count of the West and his little follower. Jin gains additional knowledge about the fundamentals of the game during their trip to the pyramid to see Emperor Joe. The objective is to understand the functioning of the planet's environment. The player can forecast the stable eras, when it is possible to live without worrying about suddenly being engulfed in flames, if they are aware of the patterns driving the unpredictable weather occurrences of the chaotic eras.
Count! What do I do?
7. The Fermi Paradox. The Fermi Paradox is cited by Yi Wenji. She tells an uninformed Yang about the origins of the idea and its fundamental tenet, saying, "Our galaxy contains 100 billion stars. There must be planets comparable to ours orbiting many of these stars. And intelligent life must have evolved on several of these worlds. Where is everyone now?" She begs Yang to put her in contact with the author and gives her a report written by Dr. Peterson. He should keep it a secret, Yi Wenji counsels. Yi Wenji later checks communications for signals coming from space. Her eyes dart over Dr. Peterson's answer. 8. Jack plays the game. Jin confides in Jack about the game. Jack is intrigued, even if he can't wear Jin's helmet for more than a moment before a lady brandishing a blade decapitates
You were not
him.
invited.
Far beyond the current state of the art, this is.
Self.
Jack's responses to the game, particularly his several futile efforts to play, provide some much-needed comedic relief. The funniest one is the third, when we don't even play the game with him. That continues when he, well, it's a game, so why not, spend a few minutes striking Sir Thomas More in the face after receiving a formal invitation.
I'm ready for you this time, mate. Almost more. I said my name is Sir Thomas. Name.
9. Jupiter's energy intensified by the sun. According to Yi Wenji, the journey from Jupiter to the sun took 43 minutes. Jupiter's energy was not only reflected by the sun, but it was also intensified. Yang understands Yi Wenji's suggestion: the signal from the antenna will be enhanced and reflected if it is pointed toward the sun. Even if it could take a long time to hear back, this indicates that China will be at the forefront of interplanetary communication. Yi Wenji said she wants to present the concept to the political commissar of Red Coast Base, Lei Zhicheng. 10. Yi Wenji applies data from an American scientist. Soon after arriving at Red Coast Base, she has an amazing idea that is supported by data from an American scientist. They should shoot the message at the sun to magnify it rather than using their own poor signal to transmit regular transmissions to space. As a super antenna, the sun would function. Yang Vining presents the concept to Commissar Lei Zhicheng, who promptly dismisses it on the grounds that it has hazardous political symbolism, Mao equals red sun, and that there is a possibility of execution. Wenji, however, can't get the notion out of her brain, and one day she stealthily carries it out anyhow. She doesn't hear back from her until nearly 10 years later. I am a pacifist in this world. It's fortunate for me to be the first to read your letter. I'm alerting you, don't respond. If you answer, we'll be there. We're going to conquer your globe. Don't respond.
We shall be no longer. With this code, I can predict the move. 63 years. With
Stability for 6. Re-Hydra!